Man, I cannot believe that the big day has come. You know, this entire anniversary month, it's been all about, these element teams and, Team Cold, Team Earth, Team Air, and which final element will be added to Fire Frontier. I just wanted to say, man, that throughout this process, I've thought that you've just been an exemplar of good sportsmanship and skill. And so I just wanted to say that, at the end of the day, I really don't care who's the final element. I think we all pitched in a great effort, and I'm a big admirer of Team Earth. I just wanted to get that out there before we find out what the final element is.
Well, I gotta say, man, I really respect all the hard work you did for your team.
Well, thank you.
I'm kind of pulling for Team Air. It's the same way.
Thanks.
It's all about the fun, and whatever gets picked will be great.
And I'm sure Monster Handler Michael feels the same way about Team Cold and the fact that it doesn't really matter. It's all about the community pitching together,
That's
right?
right. And we're only an hour away.
That's right. Yeah, from the big premiere. All right, let's go. Let's go. Happy monstering, and welcome to another episode of My Singing Monsters Live, your one-stop shop for everything to do with My Singing Monsters. We are your hosts, Monster Handler Matt.
And Monster Handler Sydney.
Monster Handler Sydney,
Repping.
you were a sleeper agent the whole time.
Repping Team Psychic.
Team Psychic, a sleeper agent the whole time. This, of course, is the final episode of Anniversary Month 2019, and what an eventful anniversary month it has been. We've got lots to discuss today. Obviously, a revelation that has shook the entirety of the monster world. We've got a lot of things that we want to talk about today, a lot of exciting things to show you in honor of this final episode 47,
Yes.
I believe, of My Singing
Episode
Monsters
47
Live.
on September 27th.
Oh, very nice. You know me, I like those numbers. I like the way that they line up. So before we get into any of the meat and potatoes of today's episode, we, of course, need to discuss giveaways. Every single episode of My Singing Monsters Live, we do giveaways. We do two, in fact, at least. That first giveaway is our subscriber giveaway. Sydney, would you like to explain to the lovely people at home or at work, wherever they may be?
Wherever
you are.
not at school.
Yes, wherever you are viewing this episode from, how the subscriber giveaway works.
Yes, so you can subscribe to our to our Twitch channel, sorry.
You can do that too. Subscribe to YouTube while
why
you're
not
at
do
it.
that too?
And Facebook, and Instagram, and Twitter. Get them all.
But if you subscribe to us here on Twitch, you will be entered every single week into our subscriber giveaway, whether you're actually watching the show or not. That's the perk of being a subscriber.
Oh, are there any other perks?
There's awesome emotes in the chat that I'm sure Monster Handler Eric on the chat say hi, Eric.
Oh, it's Monster Handler Eric in the chat today. Hi, Eric.
And I'm sure Eric will be using those in the chat. So there's emotes. There's you get entered in the subscriber giveaway. All sorts of good
no
stuff.
ads. I don't think if you're a subscriber.
All sorts of perks. So. And also, if you have an Amazon Prime account, the great thing about that is that you automatically get a Twitch Prime subscription that you can use on our channel.
For free, and this is the one to use it on, the Big Blue Bubble TV Twitch channel, obviously.
So being a subscriber around here really is a great thing.
A perk.
Yeah.
The perks of being a subscriber.
And what is our subscriber winner winning today?
The subscriber winner today is going to be receiving one of the brand new Psychic monsters that are available on Psychic Island. This is a free Gloptic.
The Quad.
Of your very own, the Quad element monster.
Most valuable Psychic.
Of Psychic Island. Well, they're all valuable, but you're right, Gloptic is especially
in terms of
valuable.
cold, hard diamonds.
Cold, hard diamonds, and the coins that it can produce for you. So, that's our subscriber giveaway. So, Sydney, you said you had the name? You said you had the name?
I do indeed have the name. Can I get a drum roll, please? A drum roll. The winner of our subscriber giveaway is Ryan2MS.
Congratulations, Ryan2MS. So that's the first of our giveaways. The second of our giveaways spans the entirety of this episode, and this is for those of you who are tuned in live to the episode today. And the way this giveaway works is that you need to be in the chat and you need to put !raffle, R-A-F-F-L-E, and that will make you automatically eligible to win the prize for today.
And
What's the prize?
Monster Handler Michael, is that you?
behind the camera.
Is that you? Are you our camera operator today? Why don't you pop into the why don't you pop in there and say hello? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Find him. Can you see him?
maybe
It'll take him a second.
He'll be there momentarily. Oh, there he is. Yeah! Hello.
on this side.
Hello, Michael. How's
There
it
we go.
going? I see that you're still sporting
chilly on Team
your Team Cold colors there, despite the fact that is it's over now, Michael. It's over.
You know what? My team fought hard
And you're all dressed up.
Continue to support them.
Yes,
You support them very
as I
doggedly.
think we should. As I think we should. There was a lot of amazing support and outpouring of it all the way through Anniversary Month. But of course, as it turned out, we were all on Team My Singing Monsters in the end. So
Unless you're on Team Psychic.
unless you're on Team Psychic like Sydney was the whole time. You know how we were saying that Sydney was an impartial observer this whole time? I mean, she was, but she was also rooting for the final outcome.
Rooting for the winning team.
The winning team.
Just kidding. We're all winners because we all got 8 new monsters.
Yeah, I mean, I would consider that a major win.
I would agree.
Yes.
So that giveaway that we were talking about, the general one, that'll happen later in the
Right,
episode.
we'll draw that right at the end of today's episode.
But to our subscriber winner, Ryan2MS, don't forget to whisper message us your friend code if we don't already have it so that we can deliver your
/
question.
BBBID. BBBID / friend code. They're
Yes.
the same thing.
Yes.
Isn't that easy to remember? Isn't it a beautiful thing? Okay, so, Sydney, we mentioned it before, but for those of you who are tuning in and you opened your game this week and you thought, what happened to my Fire Frontier? Well, you had another thing coming because it turns out that Fire Frontier this whole time was Psychic Island.
It was.
And so this island was only Fire Frontier for about 3 weeks' time, from September 4th all the way to September 25th.
Yeah, the fire monsters found it and thought, looks like a great place
Neat,
for a
neat
fire.
digs.
Yeah, it looks like a great place for another fire island. Let's
In the
call
same
it
way
Fire
that-
Frontier.
In the same way that Kana sort of set down the elemental sigil flag for fire on Fire Oasis, they
But little did they know, it already had a name.
it was already occupied by the psychic elementals. So a lot was discovered when this revelation came about. Obviously, the Colossal of Fire Frontier has now been revealed to be a titan by the name of Krovlaft. And Krovlaft is sort of scary and large and definitely titanic
Yes.
in size.
Yes, I was about to say.
But with the revelation of its third, there's more than 3, but
Yeah.
of its central
Extra eye.
massive eye, that corresponded timing-wise with the appearance of the psychic elementals on the island, introducing themselves, saying, "Hello, just so you know, this is Psychic Island," and of course, in the spirit of harmony and reconciliation, the monsters that were there said, "Oh, of course, absolutely, we're just so thrilled to meet you guys. Where did you come from?" So, the interesting thing about psychic monsters is, of course, that they belong to a brand new class of monsters, the magical monsters. What's interesting about magical monsters is they can comfortably interbreed with naturals.
Yeah.
Sort of the way that fire monsters can comfortably interbreed with naturals. So that's another important talking point, I suppose, that we should address at this point, too. In the wake of this revelation, I think a lot of people have been wondering, okay, so, how do all the monster classes work? How are things organized?
I saw a lot of people asking, so is this a new natural element?
Right, because of the fact that it can sort
Breed
of
with the
breed
naturals?
with natural monsters. So I think it's important to break down a couple of important facts here. So, way back in the era of Dawn of Fire, fire was actually the very first element that sprang into existence in the monster world. And from it was generated the other natural elements: air, plant, earth, water, cold. So fire is a natural element during the era of Dawn of Fire and has a special significance among those 6 natural elements. Now, of course, comparatively recently in human history, we discovered that in Monster World history, the continent previously composed of 5 elemental lands suffered a great cataclysm and broke off, splintered off into 5 separate islands, which became the natural islands. But fire at that time didn't really have a home to call its own. The fire elementals took refuge inside the living core of the monster world underneath the continent, and during that time...
This is quite the history lesson.
oh my gosh, there's a lot to explain. Fire became special, became a little bit other than the natural monsters. So right now in My Singing Monsters, fire monsters are classified as natural. It's very possible that moving forward we might help to clarify those distinctions a little better and actually give fire monsters in My Singing Monsters their own class, but we still need to sort of consult with the fire monsters and make sure that, you know, they're okay with that, because, you know, they want a sense of belonging and kinship with their fellow monsters as well. They don't want to be seen you know, as too separate of a different thing, but it might help explain certain dissimilarities that exist between them. So I would say that this psychic element, the first of these magical elements, and I said it, the first of these magical elements can be interpreted sort of in the same way that fire can. It can breed comfortably with the other natural elements, but it has a special significance, a special status, if you will. So that's the important thing to talk about psychic being magical. The other thing that's very exciting to describe is sort of where these monsters came from in the first place. So I think this stems back in my mind to a bit of the history that the psychic elementals were able to impart upon the other monsters that were already there on the previous fire frontier, and that the Titan sort of moved in to fill the void in that area of the monster world that had been occupied by an ancient island of cosmic origin, but that one day had simply blipped out of time and space. I have a theory.
I'd love to hear it.
I have a theory. You know how when Fire Oasis was being sort of scoped out of where could the fire monsters live on the surface of the monster world, they said, well, maybe instead of finding a new place, we can go scouting for those outer islands that used to exist way back when, during the dawn of fire. I think, coordinationally speaking, that the position of Psychic Island matches pretty darn closely to the former last known whereabouts of...
Could it be?
Space.
Whoa!
Island.
Rediscovered in a way.
Rediscovered in a way. And so since that island blipped out of time and space, the Titan filled the void, and these psychic elementals came to be.
So it's sort of a spiritual successor.
Yes.
In a way.
Now, what's very interesting is that most singing monsters, with the exception possibly of the Celestials, because they were born sort of out of cosmic origin themselves, were created by the Colossals to populate the monster world. Now, we of course have a Colossal that has taken on the role of the plant Colossal, and that one became Plant Island. And
that, of course, being that Titan is.
Well, no, that's a Titan. I'm talking about the Colossals. I'm talking about the Colossals.
My apologies.
Sydney, please.
Well, when the history lesson is so long,
It's dense. There's lots to discuss today.
You gotta keep up.
I guess so. I'm fun.
Yeah. It's okay. You know.
It's okay.
It's fine. So, no, but you're right, there is the Titan Harvard
Yes.
that is related to the plant element, but no, I'm speaking now of the plant Colossal. So, you know, and you know what? This is easy to get confused, because this is getting elaborate here.
Yeah,
because we got Titans, we got Colossals, we got Magicals, we got Naturals,
Let's stick to the Psychic Island.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is that it's unclear that there was ever a psychic colossal in the first place. It could be that monsters of the magical class sprang into being independently of any sort of colossal's influence. Because...
Fascinating.
Because, at least in my mind, the existence of a colossal owning that elemental affiliation sort of helped to shape that particular family of monsters. But because there is no known psychic colossal, there's just this psychic titan.
Are you going to do that every time?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. So okay, a little bit of behind the scenes note here. Several names on Psychic Island, including some of the path decorations, in the name of Krovlaft himself, are inspired. It's an homage to a certain fiction writer that was inspirational in the development of Psychic Island. If
If
you
you
know,
can think of them, let us know in the chat.
that's right.
A certain fiction writer.
And spelling counts. Spelling is a clue.
Yes.
Spelling is a clue.
Kruvla.
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 I said it without
Yes,
doing
I
my
know.
spell. You tricked me into it.
I didn't
You're a
mean to.
bamboozler.
I am.
Team Psychic. I knew it. So that's what's going on with Psychic Island.
Cool.
So yeah, first of the magical elements. Very exciting. So
Now, I saw a lot of predictions on social media about what the next magical element could
ooh.
be. Did anyone get it right? I don't know.
Well, yeah, we haven't.
We'll just have to.
We haven't discovered it yet.
We've got to keep researching.
So
for the next one.
presumably, if Krolaft has sort of moved in to replace the former Space Island, then presumably other titanic figures of the monster world are out there, perhaps having taken up residence in the former positions of other
Wouldn't that be exciting?
outer islands. But of course, that's just speculation at this point. It could change. It could be totally different. This could be the only unique example of that happening. Maybe there's something special about Space Island, the fact that it is cosmic, that it's blipping out of time and space had something to do with astrophysics or particle acceleration or stuff like that. Stuff that's way beyond the scope of my humble monster handler teachings. So, who knows?
We don't. Not yet.
What we do know, Michael, what?
No, nothing.
He's laughing. When Michael laughs, I get nervous. What's it?
Probably
Do you know
saw
about
something funny in the chat.
particle physics or what?
Oh, of course I know particle physics. What we need to do is we need to break down a particle into its very essence.
Subatomic particles?
Yes.
That doesn't sound like
And
a
accelerate
job.
them real fast.
Doesn't sound like a job for a monster handler.
What I think we should accelerate on is the transition into this next section where we're going to show you some very cool behind-the-scenes concept art
Yes.
of these brand new psychic monsters.
This is very exciting.
Michael, you've got them queued up there.
Cute.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to
get
see
it.
them.
They should be coming.
All right.
They're on.
Here
their
they
way.
come.
There we go.
Aha! So here we have
Bonkers.
Bonkers. Now Bonkers is interesting because, of course, seems to share a dimension of origin, at least, with another monster that's out there. Very fascinating. Very fascinating.
And would you be willing to name that one?
No, because it
Alright.
might come up later.
All right. Sounds good. You'll just have to think about it.
But there they are.
Yes.
There's Bonkers. They came fairly ready-made. I think a working title there of them is WAPS
Yes. And
there in the upper right corner.
Yes. And something about these monsters that I think is cool is that they really look like the kind of monster designs from the earliest days of the game.
Yeah, when you look at those sketches
Very
from
classic.
Monster Handler Chris, a lot of the forms are very simple. They're sort of just basic worms like these fellows are, and
With
you know.
their own little creepy, quirky qualities.
Exactly, a little bit bunched up, a little saggy, a little bruised, but still very lovable.
Very monsterful.
Gotta love those.
Monsterific.
Gotta love those Bonkers.
And very cool alternative coloring that was tested.
Indeed, I like the blue spots there,
Yes. Very
But-
neon.
but you can't go wrong with the original. Here we have
Gloptic.
Gloptic, and Gloptic, the dulcimer sound
Yes.
that Gloptic plays certainly went through quite a transformation from some of the original concept art that
Pretty
was
shocking
revealed.
concept
Yes.
art.
Now this again is also very old concept art. This is like early game stuff again from Monster Handler Chris of this feline monster.
So you can-
that's
sorry, go
sort of that's sort of paws
Yes.
at its own. I don't know what those are. Those elastic bands there that are
Yeah.
held between
You
its
can-
four legs.
You can see its little forelegs, as you said, in its beard area, just little tiny paws there.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that there was some concern about this design that maybe it looked like the the paws that were dangling from the beard area there was actually another animal that was inside the mouth of the cat. And that was that was trying to make a break for it. So we ended up going a different route, and Gloptic emerged.
And I do love Gloptic very much.
I do like Gloptic. There's a lot of amazing animation stuff going
Which
on
we'll
with
talk
Gloptic,
about
which we
later.
will get to a little
Yeah.
bit later in the show. Very
Very exciting.
All right, what's next?
Next up, we've got Periscorp.
Michael's
it's on its
Michael's
way.
hit the button. There we go. Oh, I like these transitions. Michael, are you responsible for these fancy transitions? I think he is. He's not saying
he wishes
anything.
he wasn't.
but he's locked into it now.
So,
here we have the Periscope.
Yeah, so Periscope, another one who more or less, minus a key feature, was sort of ready-made.
Yes.
Sort of didn't go through a lot of iterations, but something's missing.
And electronic drums as the sound,
Yes.
with a lot of different moving parts.
Yes.
For Periscope. So you can see the little music notes there, suggesting that this monster makes a sound.
Wow.
Yes, like all of our monsters do.
And you can see that a certain key feature is missing.
Yes, you were getting to that. Yes. Perhaps
which
that
we'll
too.
touch on more later.
We'll also
Yes.
talk about a little later in the program. Next up, the puppet.
Clearly had a different direction for a little while.
Yes, far more mechanical off the hop. This a sound that we codenamed the Dragon Ensemble. A lot of cymbals and percussion. And originally, I think the idea was that the steam was going to serve the role of the cymbals for this particular monster.
Right.
But
Very cool.
we ended up going a different route, and Poppet was the final outcome there.
And clearly almost had some electricity going on
Yes,
pedals.
almost as if there's some zapping quality going on there. But no zapping involved with the psychic monsters. That is reserved, of course, for Wublins and Celestials. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at Ruba.
Now, the suspense is killing me, but Ruba had a very shockingly different design. Here it is.
Yes, so the sound that informs the Ruba and from which its name derives is actually the Dilruba, an instrument of Middle Eastern origin that has an absolutely gorgeous sound. But originally, instead of being a monster that can comfortably belong to the pom-pom, the Sousa, the hula family of monsters, it looked quite different. It was this four-armed beast that sort of dragged these bony appendages across each other to produce that sound. But then we opted to go a different route and say, what would happen if one of those pom-pom morph monsters grew out its long and luscious hair and used that, not unlike the strings of a Dilruba.
And I think the result is lovely.
I agree. And of course you can see there that the headband, keeping those wavy locks under control, ended up changing color for the final incarnation
Adding
of
a little
Ruba.
more flair. Reminds me of a certain epic hula.
Indeed.
Yes, all in the family.
Indeed, tie-dye sort of look. Next up, we have the Tappercorn.
Tappercorn, another monster. You will be shocked by its original design. Very different.
Yes,
Still kind of
yes.
cute.
These bone knees, the
And there's
knees
actually-
knocking together.
There's actually two different alternative original designs that we have here. The ones in the bottom left, and there's also one in the image that's in the top right.
Yes, but all share the crucial aspect that there are sticks involved. Now, originally, the elemental there that is pictured would be knocking its knees together in order to create that sound. But you know, we wanted to go down a route and get a little bit of a goat-like figure.
And I think that was a great decision.
I think so too. I like the eyes on Tappercorn.
As do I.
I think it's very sweet, and I like its coloration. You know, it's shaggy. It's not the flashiest monster.
It doesn't need to be.
You know what? That's exactly right.
It communicates through other ways.
That's right. A Morse-like communication of tapping its uni horn.
That's correct.
Next up, we've got
The single element.
the
Theremin.
Yes, the psychic vocal theremin monster. Now, some ideas that we were playing with here. This monster also came pretty close to ready-made for us, but we were.
If you drop the duration, Michael, that might make it go quicker.
No, I tried that.
Oh, okay. But yes, it was ready-made.
Michael's trying to optimize behind the scenes there, trying to get these transitions a little faster. But you know what? That's just more time to admire this gorgeous concept art, so I don't mind. You know, I think it's okay. One of the things that we were playing with there for Theremin is, does this monster, if it's able to conjure those mouths with its special hands and oversized brain, does it even need a mouth? And that's what we are experimenting with there on the left-hand side. And then there on the right, you can see the eyes closed, perhaps deep in thought or about to order something at Starbucks. What shall I get? What size should I get today?
Venti, always.
Venti, always.
Gotta
Yes.
feed that brain.
Gotta. You just gotta. And then finally, we've got the Yuggler.
was a
Very nice.
beautiful
That was worthy of
Beautiful, Michael.
worthy of a galaxy far, far away. There, Michael. Well done. Always keeping us on our toes here.
I love it.
Here we've got the Yuggler. Now, many people were quick to notice that the expression, the facial features of Yuggler,
Yes.
harken back to a very, very old concept for a monster that made its way, that finally got a chance to debut in My Singing Monsters with the introduction of Yuggler. So you can see the original design there had those ears along the side, and its metallic orbs looked a little bit more like marbles back in the day rather than sort of cast iron constructs that they are.
I like the sort of intricate orbs that they are now.
Yes, so do I. It reminds me a little bit of the Recess Thumpy.
Ah,
That appears to be
Is that the
composed.
rubber bands?
Yes, that
Yes.
appears to be composed of rubber bands.
Yes. I saw someone say all of these look very 2012, and that makes sense because when did My Singing Monsters come out?
2012.
So, and Monster Handler Chris was working on them all the way back then.
That's right, and able to continue the grand tradition of new monster designs coming into the game all the way here in 2019 in time for the game's 7th anniversary. Shocking. Shocking
Very
and
shocking.
astounding. Awe-inspiring. Thank you, Michael, for taking us through that suite of concept art images. And soon you'll see us again. Here we are.
I
Hello.
love that transition as well.
Hello. Oh, I missed it. I was looking away. I was
they
looking
were
at
like
you.
they were like blinds. It was beautiful, and I
Wow,
really,
Michael,
I enjoyed
pulling
it.
out all the stops today. We can really look forward
It's
to
like
some
only the
exciting.
fanciest of PowerPoints.
Yes.
I enjoy them.
So, as we mentioned, this is anniversary month, 2019, the 7th anniversary of My Singing Monsters. This is the final weekend of anniversary month,
Yes.
both in My Singing Monsters and in Dawn of Fire. So I'm just going to take you through a quick rundown of all the exciting special offers and
Yes,
promotions
let's
that
hear
are
'em.
available this weekend. We've got the New Heights promotion that combines both 50% off Celestials, the steepest
What a
they
deal.
have ever been discounted, so
Holy
far as I
guacamole.
can tell, and 50% off permanent bigification. Now
Very handy.
you know my relationship with bigification in the past has been a rocky one. Several people have criticized me,
Me!
Michael,
Bigify it.
Big
of
five.
not being that big a fan of
That big
of
a fan?
that big a fan of bigification. But as witnessed on air, I am now a healthy convert to bigification, and I'm a big fan. Get it? Big fan? I think I've said that joke
A
already.
bigified fan.
A bigified fan. So yes, 50% off permanent bigification. And you know what else we did for the final weekend
What?
of anniversary
What
month?
did you do?
We put all limited time monsters available to buy or breed.
And that was just announced like half hour ago. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, not too long ago. That's epics, rares, rare ethereals, fire rares, seasonals, rare seasonals, epic seasonals, all
All of
those
them.
who apply. Holy smokes,
How
there's so
awesome.
many to choose from. So now is the perfect opportunity to complete your collections, those of them on the islands where, it's just that last one that was missing. And not only are they available to buy or breed, but they're also all in the Star Shop, all the rares that are relevant to the Star Shop. So get in there,
Great.
check them out. It's also your last call for boosted currency packs. There are amazing offers in coins, diamonds, treats, and keys, and all of those sales will be concluding Monday, September 30th. So you make sure that if you're running low on any of those, now's the time to stock up because the going is good.
Yeah,
you
you
get
don't-
so much extra.
Yeah, you don't wanna a month from now think, gosh darn it.
I wish I'd gotten some keys.
Exactly. I should have picked something up during anniversary month because
Yes,
now
the
I need
collection
this
of
and
keys
this and this.
has 300% more keys
That's incredible.
than usual.
Inkeedable.
and over and back, looking behind us fondly with nostalgia. Back during the era of Dawn of Fire, all celestial monsters are available to buy on Starhenge outside of their normal star-charted appearances, flying in the face of all astronomical and
All
astrological
families
reason.
together.
What a stellar way to conclude anniversary month in Dawn of Fire. So that's what's going on. That's
A
all
lot.
that. That's all that stuff.
I think it's been a fantastic anniversary month in terms of special promotions.
The other thing, of course, that happened on Wednesday was the summation, the grand epic conclusion of our Play Your Part
Of course.
contest. And that was an exceptional opportunity for us to reach out to the community and say, help us announce these new monsters coming in a phenomenal way.
Yes, and I think the result was pretty incredible.
Yes, and of course, our 3 winners were announced. They are going to be winning absolutely stupendous prize packages that are comprised of My Singing Monsters merch for many of our partners.
Yes, they include our singing collectible toys from Playmonster. They include our singing plushies from Commonwealth Toy. They include stickers, mugs, and phone cases from Fan Wraps.
Yes.
So all of our partners really backed us up here to give you guys something awesome for
Yes.
Play Your Part.
And of course, during Anniversary Month, we also announced our Monsters in Paradise sweepstakes in partnership with Play Monster. That, of course, you can head to pmsweeps.com. That is still running.
Yes.
That was announced on September 15th, right on the Ides of September, right halfway through September, and that eligibility period, that your entry is still open for I think a few more months.
I believe it's U.S. only, but
Yes.
what a great opportunity.
Yes, you could go to an all-inclusive resort, the Hard Rock
Swanky.
Hotel. Ooh, baby, sounds excellent. So it's been an exhausting month. It's been a very exciting one, but you know what? I wouldn't change a thing. I'm
neither.
very happy with the way that everything happened. The Element teams, Team Air, Team Cold, Team Earth, did such a good job of repping their elements throughout the month.
With the team challenges,
With the
so much
team
creativity.
challenges, yeah, and part of the reason that we did that, of course, is that we had this big reveal that we wanted to do. So we wanted to make sure we had a little bit of sleight of hand going on, right? We wanted to make sure that everyone was still getting excited and was engaged and was working together. That's what we really wanted to do. We wanted to promote cooperation and teamwork throughout this anniversary month while we were putting the finishing touches on Psychic Island. So very exciting, and of course, I feel like I say this often, but it's a new chapter in My Singing Monsters
It is.
because we just got Fire back in the mix, but now we've got this brand new class, the Magicals, to contend with as well. Oh, the future is bright.
It is.
The future is very exciting.
And just going back to all the creativity that we saw in the team challenges and how impressed we were, us being impressed by you is why we upped the amount of diamonds that we were going to give everyone for this anniversary month. So the anniversary month diamonds that you got
Was a little bit more because we
Yeah.
were so impressed with the quality, the caliber of the submissions, of the amazing amount of participation that we got.
you guys showed so much effort with your participation that we wanted to give a little back.
Yeah, so this past Wednesday, everyone got 25 diamonds in their mailbox.
Right.
If you haven't gone in and checked and grabbed those diamonds,
Make sure
they're
to claim
available
them.
for a little bit longer. Their period of availability extends, I believe, until next Wednesday. So if you haven't already, go pick them up. They're going to come in handy this weekend when you go to complete your collections with all of these limited time monsters available to acquire and add to your collections.
Absolutely.
So that's great. Phew! All right, there's so much going
There's a
on.
lot.
Sydney, what are we doing next?
Shall we get right into questions?
I would love to answer some questions.
All right. And by the way, if any of you want to watch that Play Your Part video, it's of course on our YouTube channel. So
And I'm
go-
sure Monster Handler Eric will grab that link and pop it in there.
And if he isn't able to get it in time, just head over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/MySingMonsters, and subscribe while you're there, please.
You better. And do the little bell.
Yeah, hit the bell so you
and
get
then you'll be
notified
notified
next
when
time.
we have new stuff,
All right.
which is often.
So, getting into questions. Our first one,
I'm ready.
we've already answered this, really. Lewis8694718 asks, will be more magical elements?
Yay. Yee.
Creamy Badness asks, so what are you going to do with the teams of Air, Cold, and Earth?
What are we going to do?
Yeah, I think a lot of people were saying, if, for example, Team Cold didn't win, then Sousa will never be on an island. And that's not necessarily true.
I will remind everyone that the monster world is vast and that there are still many locations, many mysteries to solve, to discover. So never say never, of course. These monsters may not be available at this time in My Singing Monsters, but you know, with the continued exploration of the monster world and different expeditions of monsters being led by fire elementals, exploring more of the monster world, I would just stay tuned, keep an ear to the ground, because it's not that, never say never is what I'll say.
Exactly. Next question comes from Mitchell M, and they ask, is the Psychic Island Colossal awake? And if so, could that mean we'll see others waking up? So of course it is
yes.
not.
Yes, we've sort of answered that question.
Yes.
It is in fact not a colossal, it is a titan, sort of like Harvard. Now Harvard is snoozing, but
Yes.
but titans can awaken.
Yes, this one is a little more lively.
Yes.
Space Official C1 asks,
Space Official.
Are Rubas relatives of pom-poms?
Yes. Yes, they are.
It's all in the family.
Now, interestingly, they are related to pom-poms, but the elemental makeup of a Ruba, which is plant, fire, and psychic, shares no elemental crossover with pom-poms.
So it's a very diverse family.
It's a very diverse
They're not
family.
linked by elements. They're linked by some
sisterly bonds. A
yes.
sisterly bond, yes.
All right,
Very
Aaron.
interesting.
It is. Aaron Co. 80490853 asks, is Space Island the island that blipped out of time and space? We've already sort of covered this. Yes, we think so.
You know what though? These questions being asked means that we've got a lot of intelligent,
Yes.
resourceful, clever
Big
members of the
thinkers.
community who are picking up
Theramine-sized
the
brains.
clues. That's
Yes.
right, Theramine-sized
And
brains.
and speaking of Theramine, this is a new question here. Bonnie Cakes says, gasp, could it be? Is Theramine voiced by none other than monster handler Matt?
I can neither confirm nor deny these rumors.
No?
Bah!
You refuse to confirm?
Bah!
All right, bah,
Bah.
I guess.
I'd like to confirm them at this time.
Yes, I think
Michael!
I also enjoy confirming. Our next question comes from Mofix. How is it possible that magical class monsters and natural class monsters, wow, we sort of covered this too. But
we had
this
so much
adds
to discuss.
Adds a little more.
Yes.
Can magical monsters breed with other classes too, like the ethereals?
Unclear.
We haven't sort of seen them cross paths.
Magicals are about 2 and a bit days old at this point. There's still lots to understand about what makes this class special. Of course, we know certain things that it can do, but as of right now, there's no limit to what it can do, or it's unknown what it can't do.
We just
as well.
don't know yet.
We don't know.
Strimes tweets 49 says, it appears that this element matches the mystery element seen on Starhenge and sort of matches the aesthetic of the coming soon banner of Dawnfire. So they're of course referring to the sort of squared off spiral that
Yes.
makes up the psychic element.
Yes.
And you see that in a lot of places in the monster world. I think even on, is it on Drumroll's drum?
It's in a lot
in
of
so many
different.
places.
It's in a lot of
Yeah.
different places. I can confirm that this glyph, this symbol, actually predates My Singing Monsters and has been around all the way back during the time when the Thumpyverse was first uncovered. And actually, the Thumpyverse is where the sigil for the mythical element comes from as well. So I can confirm that this has no specific relationship to any part of the monster world. I think it even has even more far-reaching implications. I think it is very native to the Big Blue Bubble multiverse.
Wow,
And
it
has
goes
been,
that big.
Yeah, and has been in a bunch of different places. And in terms of that specific symbol of the sort of squared off spiral, variations of that are used in a lot of Starhenge related architecture, some of the themed decorations that you see in Dawn of Fire.
However,
The sand fountain, the ingot display. And so I think at this point it's just sort of like a commonly used artistic form
yes.
that monsters enjoy expressing.
Now, its presence on Starhenge has made a lot of people speculate, is there a psychic celestial? the monster handlers do not think that this is the case. We're pretty confident that we've discovered all of the Celestials.
Yes, there is something nice about the fact that the monster world and the human world have 12 months of the year.
Very convenient.
And that all, and that sort of aligns very closely. And so it's unlikely, short of an asteroid hitting the Earth, which would be bad, and throwing our orbit out of sync such that we have more than 12 months a year. I think that the Celestials have all been discovered. And the other thing that's important to consider about the psychic element too is that I think that maybe it's true of all magical elements as well. I think that we are talking about a distinctly post-breakup of the continent existence. I think that these magical elementals and that the magical elements themselves are only from that point onward. There is no historical record of them all the way back during Dawn of Fire, which is, of course, when the Celestials first rose to prominence.
Right. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
James 29030. What's with all these numbers? James 290304582 asks, how does Poppet float?
How does Poppet float? Well, I think that there's a lot of
air in those bubbles.
Yes. You
Gotta
might
be.
think that they're filled with other things, like a pustule
Ew.
or like a pimple.
Oh.
Gross. But no, I believe it's air.
And
so
that
I
gives
think,
them liftoff.
Well, I think it's air, but the
We're
other
not
thing-
going to pop
but-
them to find
But
out.
yes, yeah, and they're hard to do, right? Even
They're
though
tough.
they may look like they're ready to burst, they are not. Poppet is actually quite a hardened customer. And the other thing that's important to remember as well is that these are psychic elementals. They've got psionic powers, the likes of which few other monsters can achieve. Many of those monsters are able to achieve levitation. Juggler, Theramind. And so I think Poppet is just part of that group, and that it's sort of a part and parcel of being a psychic elemental.
What do you think? A couple more questions? And
I
then-
would love to
And
answer.
then perhaps we get into...
Trivia.
Or perhaps we get into a certain
Oh!
special thing that we have to show
You know
you.
what? Yes, we'll hold off on trivia because I need a reprieve. Whew.
So a few more questions.
Okay.
How about this? Brintnell Lori asks, where do Theramind's mouths come from?
They are devised by Theramind.
Oh.
Theramind,
Theramind is always communicating with others that are, well, not necessarily communicating. Theramind is always hearing the inner voices of monsters
Yes,
that are miles away.
it's like a personal receiver, right?
Yes.
It's almost like it's its own personal unity tree, but instead of picking up happiness vibes, it's receiving all kinds of communications from
Yes.
all different kinds
So-
of dimensions and realities.
So perhaps those mouths are the mouths of the inner voices that it's hearing.
Oh, very interesting theory. Yes, I think definitely because those mouths that appear suspended above its hands spring into being after it has done a deep, concentrating bit of self-reflection, of introspection, that it's drawing them from deep inside itself. That's what I would say.
All right. Leary Mantic says, if Periscorp, wow, you're going to be so impressed with their spelling of Kruvlaft here. So, if Periscorp can use sound bites from the footage taken from Kruvlaft's, look at that spelling.
Very
fantastic,
good.
From Kruvlaft's All Seers, their nickname for the Psychic Island critters, why does it only make drum sounds? So, the eyeballs on Psychic Island,
Yes,
the critters.
yes, they have that feed
Yes, they're always watching.
with the critters.
Yes, they're always watching. The critters are always watching. They're recording things. They share a feed with Periscorp,
Yes.
who is storing whatever footage it chooses to store. And then how it makes it sound, it's storing all of these in like the sacs on its butt.
The gelatinous dorsal sacs, yes.
So when it presses one, it's playing a little sound bite, a little clip from one piece of that footage.
Yes.
So why does it always sound like drums?
Because I think when you play something in
It's just
such a
little what?
short little snippet, it's just going to go, meh,
Yeah. Everything just
Nah.
kind of sounds like that.
meh. And then it harnesses that sound. And who knows, there might be some sort of
Sound editing.
an anatomical filter that the Periscorp is running these sounds through in order to contribute to the song of Psychic Island. But it's definitely a very unique
Unique.
way of creating its music.
Yes.
Very cool. Is that the last question?
Yeah, I think now we can move on to our next portion here.
Oh, yeah, so...
It's very exciting.
This was teased on social media, but because this is the last episode of Anniversary Month of My Singing Monsters Live, you've already gotten one Meet the Monster Handler interview this month, a couple of weeks ago with our special guests Play Monster that were visiting the studio, but now you get, guess what, another
one.
Meet the Monster Handler. And that is the Animator edition. So please enjoy this interview that we recorded. Hit it, Michael! Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Meet the Monster Handlers. I'm joined today in the studio by Monster Handler Susie.
Hello.
And we are very excited to have her on the show today because she worked very closely on the new family of psychic monsters that just debuted with the reveal of the psychic element and the transformation of Fire Frontier into Psychic Island. So, Susie, what is it that you do here at Big Blue Bubble?
So mainly I'm an animator, so I take the monsters that we gotta bring to life and I get them moving.
In terms of animation, I know we've got several aspiring animators out in the community and they've sort of taken cues from what it is that we do about bringing those monsters to life. So can you explain a little bit about the process of maybe taking a still image of a monster, like a concept drawing, and actually transforming that into a monster that can move around?
I guess the first thing you gotta do is take the concept work that you're given and you have to start separating out the sprites into individual body parts that you're planning on moving. So sometimes that requires some additional drawing for whatever in the concept art. If there's any overlapping parts, you kind of have to compensate for what isn't being shown. And then you have to also draw your animated sprites for things like the mouths and the eyelids, things that obviously you can't just rotate to make it move. You have to actually draw frames to put in. After that, you take all of the sprites, you save out the images individually, and you stick them in a sprite sheet. And one thing you have to take into consideration when you're doing that is you can't go crazy and make a cajillion sprites and add every little frame of animation you want.
Of course.
There's space limitations and limitations between the different software that's used in the process. So you gotta kind of think about the range of motion you want the monster to have and prioritize getting what you need to convey that, and don't do more than necessary.
Gotcha. So a combination of cleverness and creativity. You got to be strategic.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
It. Okay. Read. Well, what's next?
So after that, you take your sprites and you start adding them into your animation software. In our case, we use After Effects. And you just gotta piece together all the sprites until you got your monster put together. Basically, you're just adding the images on. You're deciding where the rotation axis is on all the different body parts to decide, okay, where does this bend and whatnot. And you have to parent pieces to each other. So, you know, the hand connects to the forearm you know.
It's like the old song.
Yeah.
Hand bone's connected to the wrist bone, etc., etc., etc.
So yeah, you attach all the parts, you make sure all the sprites are able to change between each other, and then from there you just plan out how many frames your animation needs to be, and you start moving your parts and keying it, and make sure that your first pose is identical to your last pose. So
that's something that we always have to be mindful of because, of course, in a musical setting with, you know, distinct amounts of time for these animations to loop, you want to make sure that they always sort of seamlessly blend back into each other. Yeah,
you also have to be wary of rhythm and making sure things stay on beat. Sometimes you have to do a little math, which I'm not a fan of, but I've done enough monsters now I can just reference what I've done in the past.
Well, there you go. So for those of you out there who are struggling in math at school, don't worry, it does have applications in the real world someday, so stay strong. Stay strong out there. Obviously, the animations that you're doing for these characters not only have to communicate their distinct personalities, but of course are also an expression of their musical part that they're playing. And often most of the time, of course, the music is composed and then you are animating to that musical track. So when it comes time to make sure that the monster looks like it's performing that musical part, do you find it easier or harder to animate to music if you imagine sort of a blank canvas?
I would say it's definitely easier. It gives you a guideline of not only timing, but also accents, I guess. Like if you hear like a unique part of the sound that kind of inspires you, you might, I'll add a fun little flare of animation here because it kind of matches what the sound is doing. And the sound just provides kind of a template for the type of motion I might want to do.
Nice, and I know that for the new monster Periscorp, the sort of scorpion character, on Psychic Island. That monster has so many different musical parts to play that it was an exciting experience for you to try and associate each of those distinct sounds with a different part of the monster's anatomy. And I know that that was something we thought about and talked about for a long time.
Yeah, we ended up adding more body parts because we just didn't have enough to work with.
That's right, yes. And many of the new monsters on the newly christened Psychic Island are very intricate. There's a lot of different moving parts. Among those psychic monsters, which would you say was the most challenging for you to complete?
That's a tough one. There were a few of them that had kind of weird situations going on to try to find a solution to how to make their parts work. Theramind was difficult only because it had a lot of moving parts and a lot of frame animation on the mouths. And just getting all the different kind of special effects that were going on with it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's the holding of the brain, the radiating outwards, the different mouth shapes, and I think something that's fairly unique among our animated monsters, individually articulated fingers, I think, for Theramind as well. So I'm sure that took you a long time, but the end result is amazing. I'm sure we can all agree. Which is your favorite of the psychic monsters?
I'm torn between Tapricorn and Gloptic.
Okay.
I find them both really cute, and Tapricorn because it's just super cute and adorable and very easy to animate compared to a lot of the other monsters.
Yeah, perhaps less moving parts, elegant in its simplicity sort of thing,
and
right?
Gloptic was the opposite. I would say that's probably one of the other hardest ones to animate just because it had a lot of weird connecting parts. In order to get those front arms waving, I needed to kind of do a lot of weird maneuvering with the sprites to make them look smoothly fluid.
Yeah, whenever there's sort of a slimy shape like that or an undulating shape, it's I think it's difficult, but I think we can all agree that you successfully pulled that off. So I mentioned before that we've got several aspiring animators out in the community. Do you have any advice for those people? Do you have any tips or tricks of the trade that you use when you're approaching animating something for the first time? Is there a special process that you go through, or is it sort of different each time? Or
I would just say collect references for things that move in a similar way to what you want to convey. So, if with Gloptic, with him being slimy, look up videos of slime videos or something to see how the slime moves and everything. And
I hadn't thought of that, but that's a
life.
very good point. The other thing that I wanted to talk about as well is beyond the psychic monsters. You've worked on several other monsters throughout your time here as a monster handler. Which would you say is your favorite monster outside of the psychic monsters?
Oh boy, to animate?
Yeah.
That's really hard to say. There's so many.
Yeah, you definitely sort of bounced around. I can't remember. Did you work on any of the Celestials?
I don't believe so, but I still have a soft spot for a lot of the Weblands. Those were some of the first monsters I animated.
Oh, right.
They're really goofy. And I did a few Webbox animations as well, and that guy's a lot of fun to do too. Very erratic.
and I know more recently you are also the mastermind, if I may call you that, behind several of the much beloved Epic Hula animations. And I know that there was a lot of speculation about what Epic Hula how it would be different from both the common and rare forms, and we introduced that there were 2 hoops for the rare, so would Epic have 15 hoops swinging around? But I think you did a great job in going the opposite route of taking the 1 hoop that Epic Hula has and finding new and exciting ways to do stuff with it.
Yeah, I think I might have been channeling my frustration with the work. I was having a really hard time animating it, and I just thought, what if this character also sucks at hula hoops because I'm struggling to animate it?
Yeah, well, I think that there's a lot of personality that comes through, and it's great that Epic Hula has different things to do with that prop on the different islands that it appears on. So, again, well done on that front. I think that's about all the time that we have today for our interview with Monster Handler Susie. I'd like to thank you for coming on the program today, and for all of you aspiring animators, keep at it, because one day you might be as excellent as Monster Handler Susie. And until next time,
Happy be monstering.
Beautiful transition.
Very good, Michael.
Yes, well, we hope you guys enjoyed that really cool interview with...
A lot of startling revelations.
Yes, and thank you to monster handler Susie for giving that awesome interview.
Yeah, for her amazing insights and exceptional talent
Yes.
in working on all those great monsters.
Yeah, monster handler Susie and I both started at the same time at Big Blue Bubble as interns. Yeah, so... yeah,
That's exciting.
Kind of cool.
So, the reason I was a little excited to get to trivia today is because we've got a little bit of a role reversal that's happening today, folks.
Oh, right, I don't get to look.
Today, I am going to be asking questions of monster handler Sydney because she, as per usual, was the excellent wordsmith of the new psychic monster bios. So, these should be pretty fresh in your mind, but we'll see just how fresh that mind is.
It's been several weeks, if not a month, since I wrote these, and I haven't reread them since.
Well, great.
So we'll see.
So, I've got 5 questions for you.
Okay.
I think she's gonna go perfect.
Thank you.
Michael's prediction is that she's going to go 5 for 5. I'm predicting a little bit more modest. I'm going to say 4 out of 5,
Okay.
but we'll see.
All right.
All right.
I'm ready.
Here's the first trivia question. Michael, are you ready with all winner
All
Gagnon
the
messages?
stumped signs.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure there will be limited stumping today. All right, here we go.
Yes.
What kind of intelligence is Theramine said to have a surprising amount of?
Intuitive emotional intelligence.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Winner Gagnon. Well
Starting
done.
off
Well done.
strong.
Okay, so 1 for 1. Here we
Okay.
go. What is the name for Yugler's relaxation exercise?
This one I know. Meditation.
Yep, all right.
Yes.
2 for 2.
All right, all
She's
right.
whipping through these. Okay.
Okay.
What are gloptical illusions infamous for causing?
Obviously related to the monster Gloptic. Itchy brains.
Can you rephrase that answer, please?
Brain itch.
Yes, but what kind?
That seems pretty accurate.
Chronic. Chronic
Got
brain
it!
itch.
Chronic brain itch. All right, 3 for 3.
I thought that was wrong. Okay.
Ruba's distant relatives are described as what?
It has to do with their calves.
And we're not talking about baby cows, people.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
is this the
no.
question to stump monster handler Sydney? Ruba's distant relatives are described
There's an
as what?
it's like something calved. Like
It is.
fluffy calved. That's wrong.
Unfortunately,
What is it?
it's coiffed calves.
Oh, close enough. Quaffed calf.
So wait a minute. So what are we counting this as? Is this a
enough.
4 out of 4 or a 3 out of 4? I'd say 3.5.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Neither Michael nor I will be correct, but bonkers go bonkers for what?
Bonkers go bonkers for thumping on Stumpies.
She's got it, folks.
I knew
Okay.
that one.
4.5 out
You
of
tested me on
5.
the easy stuff.
4.5.
The quaffed calves was very tough.
You
though.
know what? This mind is like a steel trap on the theme of
Their
psychic
mind.
minds. So Sydney, there's no stumping her. Even on the question that wasn't perfectly correct, she knew what the answer was at the end of the day. All right,
It was in my heart.
I passed this back to you. I was trying to get
Our
one.
fastest lightning trivia round
Yeah,
ever.
well, usually I'm here really thinking about it, but today you had those answers ready to go. So
Did my best.
she did almost better than, yeah, it's great. Yes, so we've got trivia out of the way. We've got an exciting activity today because one of the other exciting things that we haven't
Yes,
talked
a
about
very
at
cool thing.
all this episode already is that starting on Wednesday, Rare and Epic Eggs got brand new, beautiful, unique designs.
They look awesome.
Michael?
You keep doing you.
Oh, we'll keep doing us. All right.
Michael's
so,
rooting around in the tickle trunk over there.
yes, so we have epic. Oh, I see a prop.
Oh my goodness.
So we have epic and rare eggs that have been added. Very cool.
Yes, they are beautiful and that represent the final look of those monsters
Yes.
a little bit more accurately. They, of course, also preserved their special shimmers
Yes, they're
that help to
called-
identify them as rare and epic monsters.
Yes. So now it's easier than ever to just look at your nursery and say, oh, I just bred an epic. Awesome.
Delicious. And of course, this was in
Don't eat
delicious eggs.
Scrambled.
But it
No.
was inspired in part by the new eggs that we created for My Singing Monsters Composer.
Yes.
And we thought, you know what would be really neat if those were just in the original game. So we did it. We did it. We improved upon the existing designs and made them beautiful. But the problem with that is that there are so many new gorgeous designs that it might be difficult even for a monster handler
Yeah,
to be able to
there's-
identify them by silhouette alone.
Yeah, now there's all the rares, the epics, and the new psychic ones.
So we've got an activity today. Michael, can you please pull up the activity title? That's right up there at the top. Where is he? Well, he's going to appear first.
Listen, this is my show, so I'm going to be doing the introduction. Welcome to today's show of...
I hope it goes over. I hope it should be in there.
Who's that? Hey! Come on down, Space Contestants. We have
We're coming down.
Mr. Matthew.
Hello.
And Sydney. You'll be competing
And Sydney.
today
And Sydney.
on Who's That Egg. So, as you know, you may have got a sneak peek over there. So what we do here on Who's That Egg, I'm going to need you not to look at the screen.
Yes,
All right.
we know that. We know that.
Yes,
okay,
we
I don't
won't
want
look.
cheating.
Yeah, we won't cheat.
We won't cheat.
We won't cheat. That's not who we are, Michael.
So what I've decided we're going to do is it's going to be a buzz it. You slap that table.
Okay.
I will be the one judge, the only judge, and judge. So,
Judge.
here we
Judge.
go.
Here we
Let's bring up the first egg. So it's
Okay.
going to be hidden.
Okay.
Yep.
First one to slap in, and let me know. They can get a point.
Okay.
And I assume that in slapping in, we have to say it pretty much right away. We can't be the first in and then be like,
Well,
The
slap.
judge.
Okay.
all right, here we go.
Okay. The first egg, which you got
I didn't really
Agreed.
see it.
No,
I
I
didn't really
don't-
see it.
Bonkers.
that
Sorry,
would
it came
be
out of my mouth.
Correct.
Yes.
Bonkers.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Thank
No
you.
looking, no looking.
I'm not
We're
looking.
not looking.
I'm not looking.
We're not looking.
Okay, this next one.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Matthew?
That is an epic mammoth.
No.
Close.
Oh, rats! It was an epic maw.
wants you again!
I know, epic maw. Really, I got a hang up with epic maw.
Also, technically, I should have given you a chance to steal there, Sydney.
Oh, that's okay. I wouldn't have gotten it.
Okay.
I can tell it was an epic because of the horns, but who?
1-0.
All right, here we go.
This next one is.
This is
What on earth
stand here guessing what it is, right? to say it
it's got like a webbed.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the count 5. 5.
Is it a
Three.
rare octopus?
That is incorrect. Sydney, would you like to steal?
is? An epic octopus?
Correct!
It's got the webbed. Yes.
Oh right, it's only the webbed.
Yes.
The webbing is only on the epic octopus's
I wouldn't have gotten it unless you said
tentilla.
that.
Well, you're welcome. I was going to say congratulations.
I'm not saying
Here it
thank
is.
you. Oh, Grumpus.
This
5, 4,
is
3.
epic
2.
thumpies.
Correct.
Nice.
2-1.
All right,
Here we go. Ooh, what's this?
that is rare voodoo.
Ooh.
Oh.
Tie game.
Nice. All right, we're 2-2.
That was a very good one to include.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Yes.
This is rare Punkleton.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gosh.
Very good. Very
Gosh,
good.
dang it.
Oh, Sydney, it's what now? 4-2.
No, I thought it was 3-2.
Okay, 3-2. 3-2. 3-2. Who's this? This one stumped me when I was going through.
Is it?
This egg I did see.
Is it rare sponge?
That's incorrect.
Oh, rats.
Sydney, this is a free point up there.
Well, I accidentally saw the name.
Okay, well then we're not.
I forfeit this one.
Okay, who
This
was
is the
it?
one I saw.
It was rare
Shrub.
shrub.
Never would have gotten it.
All right.
See,
All right.
Ouch. When I
He hit
first-
himself with his microphone, everyone.
When I saw this, I originally thought furcorn just quickly as color and
Yeah.
the leaf, and then I was like, wait a second.
No.
No.
Not quite.
Look
All
at
right.
this.
Oh.
Yes.
That is Ruba.
That
Oh.
is correct.
I
Nice.
think that's the first time I've seen that egg.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is beautiful, very
Isn't it?
That
colorful.
was 4-2.
Okay.
Look at that nice center part.
Lovely. I can't rock a center part.
Oh. Who's this?
Spencer.
Ooh, no,
Yeah.
Or 3, she's me.
Got it.
Notably
Got it.
not a new egg.
That's okay.
But still included.
Yeah, because I wanted to mess with you guys.
Well, he's been messing with me for months now, folks. Years even.
Funny that you didn't say, oh, not a new egg when it was rare voodoo.
But it wasn't a new egg.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
it was
right. Rare is. Oh,
Come
gosh.
on,
Oh,
Sydney.
jeez.
This
Okay.
is...
You can't just slam if you don't know.
It's got a little
4,
horn.
3.
Rats.
2,
Is it,
Sydney.
Is it wink?
Well, it's
Oh.
it's Tapricorn.
It's a little horn.
It's very pretty.
It is
It's a
very
nice
pretty.
egg.
All the new ones are quite
So
cute.
what was the final score?
Well,
I
let me
think
tell
you won.
Here on Who's That Egg, today's winner is Matt. Congratulations, you won this episode, and
Well
today for winning, you've won yourself a very
Lifetime
own
supply of...
eggs.
Which you can't eat.
I don't do well with eggs. I've got an insensitivity.
Let's hope they're not
Sensitivity.
Let's hope they're
No,
not monster
I don't have
eggs.
an insensitivity. I'm insensitive towards eggs.
You're insensitive in general. Just kidding.
Excuse me. Okay, so obviously with the promotion
Of.
this
Of.
Ovo.
Ovo.
That's egg.
Yes.
In Latin and many other languages. Obviously, this weekend is a great opportunity to not only complete your monster collections, but get a peep on some of those beautiful monster egg designs
Yes, it's the best time.
as they're all available to buy or breed. So hopefully you see one of those brand new egg designs in your breeding structure or nursery this weekend that helps just grab that one extra monster that you've been after, that maybe you missed the first couple of times that it came around, and now is your big opportunity here at the conclusion of Anniversary Month. We're getting near the conclusion of this episode. We've got a couple more things that we got to do. What do we got to do?
We gotta do our Monsterpiece spot.
Monsterpiece
One of my
Spotlight.
favorite parts.
Hit 'em up there, Michael.
Our first one comes from Cassie Kuma,
Oh.
and it says, "We are watching you" in monstrous on the top.
Oh.
And you can see all the eyes of the psychic monsters that are about to uncloak themselves.
Oh, very cool.
Yes, very cool.
Can I identify them all? I see Tapricorn there. Oh,
Too
they're
bad.
gone. I'll look at them later. Here we have a very exciting image of what is that? A rare Bogart.
Named, this is their original. Well, this is their fan sort of created rare
Yes.
Bogart named Scott Blind. And
Oh.
as you can see, they are blind.
And you know what? Ruba can't really see through that thick
Yeah, so
mop
they're
of
two of a
hair
kind.
that it has as well. So you know what? Who needs eyesight? Not important.
I love the
Now when there's
leaves,
music to listen to, right?
leaves, music, and tentacles all in the background. Beautiful.
Yes, a great composition all told. Hey, well we've seen this one.
So it's letting you guess.
Oh well, thank you, Michael. I
Oh.
really appreciate it. I see Gloptic.
Yep.
I see
Periscorp, of course, with
Periscorp,
the-
those 4 eyes. I
Yep.
see.
Bonkers in the left.
Oh, is that Bonkers down
Definitely
there?
bonkers.
Yep, because there's 2 pairs.
I see Theramine there
Yep.
in the upper left corner. Trying to think.
Poppet.
Yuggler. Oh yeah, Popette there in the upper right.
Yep.
It's sort of that judging eye. And what's that there in the bottom? Is that looks like? I don't know.
Did you already say Tapricorn?
I did say Tapricorn.
Is that
there.
Yuggler above it? With
Yes,
sort of the
it is
eyelids?
Yuggler
Yeah.
above it there. So who are we missing? Oh, of course, it's Ruba there in the bottom right-hand corner because
Oh!
its eyes are shrouded behind
Yes.
its hair.
That's
All right,
very
we did
funny.
it. Well done,
Great.
Kasakuma.
Thank you.
You gave the Monster Endless a run for their money there. Here is DH Chaos 7599's interpretation of a Popette, and I have to say the attitude they got down perfectly.
Beautiful. Very
Down to a T.
fuchsia.
And look at that beautiful background upon it. And that's another thing, an exciting change that came from the transition from Fire Frontier
New sky.
to Psychic Island. Some additions to the sky. Very beautiful. Whoa, this one definitely
cool.
evokes the psychic element that it espouses. It is Theramine, done by Gangstipong.
I wonder if this is what it feels like inside of Thermite's brain.
Wow, there's a lot going on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the expression on its face. It's very happy. I think it's serene. Whoa!
I think
this
we're looking
one,
at the chin. I don't think it's very happy.
Oh, the chin.
Larry Mantic, very cool.
Has done a great version here of a Theramine, perhaps carrying on a conversation with some of the Psychic Island critters that have stopped by for a brief surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
And the Psychic Sigil there, down in the bottom right-hand corner.
Very well done.
Next up from
Another
Lil Mava.
Theramine.
Oh, I like this Theramine a lot.
Sassy.
It looks almost like the Psychic Sigil that it is holding in its hand is like a yo-yo.
Mm-hmm. Like it's about to, do the yo-yo thing.
Do the yo-yo thing. Do the yo-yo thing.
Release it on the string.
Yo-yo.
Yeah, yo-yo.
That's the verb.
Yo-yo
That's the
the
verb.
yo-yo. Yeah.
YOLO yo-yo.
Yo-yo.
Power Tea Queen here has a very, bringing a message of
Yes.
love and
Very
peace.
psychedelic.
Here is Ruba.
Very chipper.
Very chipper. I like Ruba's shaggy calves. It's got more there than I think its Sousa or Hula or Pom
perhaps
Pom
less coiffed.
relative.
Coiffed
Yes, a little
cowed.
less coiffed indeed.
Yes.
Aha! Here is. Did we
from
decide?
Seabass.
Is this
It's
Seabass?
Seabass.
It's Seabass 87 and a beautiful Periscorp. Look at the beautiful colors on Periscorp.
Very
And
shiny.
of course we haven't mentioned it before, but those extra arms that were added midway through production on Periscorp are inspired by none other than the peacock spider.
Peacock spider, which I think we've been seeing a lot of fans have been sending in photos saying, "Hey, this
Hey.
looks like this."
Well, you were right.
Mm-hmm. Love
Oh
this one.
my
Love this
goodness.
one. My little Capricorn.
That's so sweet. Look at the little props that it can
The
have.
little mirror.
And you know what? I love that comb that sort of looks like it's made out of brains.
No, it looks like it's made out of swirly wool, not
I'd
brains.
like to think that it's made out of brains.
Note on the bow. The
It
middle
does
of
have
the
a-
bow has an eyeball.
See? All psychic imagery there on all of its props.
I think it's brainy.
Well
yeah,
done.
you might be right on the bottom of. Actually, it's brains all over the
Yeah,
box.
it's brainy.
Yes.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I see it now.
Facite Fwog, well done.
Very cute.
Well done. This is great. Ooh, Fizzy. This Theramine has seen some stuff, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is, perched among the tentacles of Krovleft. Well
very
done.
cool. Very cool. Well
Beauti-
colored.
Beautiful. And yeah, well shaded.
Yes.
Really like that one. Flame here has a very cute depiction
Oh, it's smiling.
of Capricorn.
It's got a little.
It does
smile
have
on.
a sweet little smile, and I like the background as well.
Funky.
Again, definitely works with all of the psychic imagery that's on this island.
Yes.
Next up, from
Another
Jonathan
Capricorn.
M, another Capricorn with one of the trees
And one of the
that,
rocks.
that grows on. So I wonder now, with the knowledge that Krovlaft is a titan
Mm-hmm.
and a living thing, if those trees are actually extensions of its own brain
I
material.
wonder. You know what I would love to see from the community
What?
is drawings of what they think the entire Titan looks like.
Oh.
Hashtag my streaming monsters. on
Hashtag
social
my
media.
streaming monsters. Let us know. Sydney has an art challenge. What does the rest of Krovlaft look like?
Would love to see
We'd
that.
love to see that next week on the show. Aha!
You got pranked.
Whoa, this
Says
Galactic's got
Looper.
some attitude.
Drippy. Loopy. A lovely Galactic.
Yes.
Poking fun at how we poked some fun.
Woo!
Phantom has given us. Ah, yes. So they said that in this drawing, Capricorn is communicating by tapping its horn,
Mm-hmm.
and the other monsters are trying to figure out what it's saying.
Yeah, Periscorpion back there is like, hey, Popette, what are you doing? And Popette's saying, man, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Capricorn here. Meanwhile, the critter eyes are there, keeping an eye on the whole scene as it unfolds.
Popette, notably mouthless, perhaps also struggles to communicate.
Perhaps only does so with its various explosions.
Yes.
Here we've got Ruba enjoying a brief bit of meditation. Do you think it's borrowing from Juggler's meditation techniques, or is this its own brand of relaxation?
I like to think they share yoga classes. And
I think so,
and
too.
indulges.
I think so,
Someone
too.
also wondered if perhaps they'd be friends with Flamox.
I bet they would.
I bet they
all
would.
of these folded legs and whatnot. Ravon the Gast fan,
Great
well
job.
done. Great to see Ruba doing something that it can't do in game. That's some of my favorite stuff.
Yes, me
That's
too.
some of my favorite stuff when the monsters
Their hobbies.
are contextualized in new situations and environments. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? Redo the Pixelotl has created Taprocornin. Is this Spore?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, it's pretty accurate.
Very well done.
Pretty accurate.
That face is perfect.
Yeah, it is. The nose, particularly, very sweet. I
Well
wonder
done.
if it's got a wet nose like a doggy.
Ooh, that'd be cute.
That would be cute. Redo the Pixelotl. Well done. Next up, from Ruben V, we've got Yuggler dropping one of its orbs.
You know what is shocking imagery is the third panel.
Yeah, I agree.
Where it is almost standing on its
The legs
arm
have
legs.
unfolded and it is perhaps floating upwards to get a better vantage point of what it has done. It says, I failed. Look at that expression there in the last image.
We don't think it's failed.
No.
It's just all part of the process.
Like all jugglers, it's not about how many times you drop the balls, it's how many times you pick them back up and keep on juggling.
Yeah. Yuggling.
Yuggling. Steven or Stefan, the Slapoda here has, you know what this sort of reminds me of? This sort of reminds me of what a young Theramind might look like if it existed all the way back during the era of Dawn of Fire.
Yeah, it does sort of look like a baby. It's kind of pudgy like a baby.
Very pudgy. And sitting, as many of the young monsters
Yes.
back during Dawn of Fire were wont to do.
Absolutely.
Well,
Very great.
some exceptional
Monsterpieces.
monster pieces this week. So we're very close now to the end. Thank you, Michael, for that transition. We're very close now to the end of our episode. Before we announce the winner of our giveaway today, and again,
Eric, this is your cue
Yes.
to please draw our winner soon.
last chance to take a look and put exclamation point raffle in the chat. We had an exciting milestone that was achieved for a member of our community this
Yes, we
past week. One of our prominent YouTube friends and ambassadors, MSM Pokegamer.
Some might call them a super fan.
Some might call them a super fan. Achieved how many subscribers?
100,000 subscribers.
100,000 subscribers on YouTube. This is a major accomplishment. I remember when the My Sing Monsters channel got 100,000 subscribers. It was an exciting moment for him, and this
It
must be a very exciting moment for Pokegamer. So he shared a special message with us that we're going to air right now on My Sing Monsters Live, and let's see what he has to say.
Hey guys, just a quick update from me to say to all of you to go and watch my 100,000 subscribers video because it's up now. Thank you so much to the Monster Handlers for letting me just put this clip in because I just wanted you all to watch it because it means a lot to me that I've reached this goal, and it means a lot to you guys, I imagine, too, and it's just exciting. So yeah, please go and watch it. I am loving Psychic Island. I imagine this My Singing Monsters Live special thing will be about Psychic Island. So yeah, just wanted to say I'm loving that as well. Please go and check out the video though, guys. Much appreciated. Love you all.
As we pixelate back into being
Yeah, so-
in a checkerboard pattern.
Congratulations, MPG.
And here's to your next 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah, so Monster Handler Eric has a link that they'll be dropping in the chat to a new video that MPG has uploaded on their YouTube channel, all about how they've got 100,000 subscribers.
And there's no
Saying
better
thanks.
time than anniversary month to release such a message and to cross
Yes.
that milestone.
What a month of celebrating.
Oh my goodness,
Celebrating.
I'm sort of exhausted.
Yeah.
You know, how are we gonna follow this up? I don't know.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's
We're
it.
done.
My Sing Monsters is over. No!
Just kidding.
Of course.
We've got so much planned.
Of course, Anniversary Month is an exciting time to celebrate all that has come before and to add exciting new features and characters to the game. But of course, we're showing no signs of stopping.
Yeah.
So, Anniversary Month may be over as of Monday or Tuesday of next week. But don't worry. There's even more to discover in the monster world moving forward, so stick it out with us because we've got lots of stuff to show you. We've got lots of exciting
Like
things.
you said, it's a new
planned.
chapter.
That's right, it's a new chapter. You've turned the page, and here we are. So, do we have a winner for our giveaway? So,
We do.
Me!
no, Michael, it's not you. So, our winner today of our giveaway is going to win a revived Celestial of their choice. No small feat, because reviving a Celestial requires you to coordinate all of your breeding efforts across various islands in order to make sure that you get all the element types of that particular
A
Celestials.
Kruvlaft size task.
Say it.
Kruvlaft.
No, the big way.
No, that's for you.
Kruvlaft.
There we go. Size
Yes.
task. Yes.
Yes.
So, a revived
You got it?
Celestial. We do.
All right, I'll give you a drum roll.
Thank
you
you
announce.
very much. The winner of this giveaway is Mopsy Do.
Congratulations, Mopsy Doo. You are the recipient of your very own complimentary revived celestial of your choice. So please, as per usual, whisper at us your BBBID/friend code and we'll know which account to deliver it to.
And also let us know which of the celestials you want.
Of course. That's an important thing. So, as is customary here on My Singing Monsters Live, we're going to close out the episode with a very special composer piece. And I hope many of you, if you didn't already have My Singing Monsters Composer, took advantage of the sale that we were...
Oh, that was just a preview. Sneak preview.
Michael, why don't you roll the clip?
Well, we gotta say Happy Monster. Or no, there's two.
That's...
Did I spoil the surprise?
So, okay. So
Cat's out of the bag!
the cat's out of the bag. The gas out of the
I'm
bag.
sorry.
So originally, what we were planning to do, just so that you all know, we were going to play this
I was never
very
filled
funny.
in.
Sorry, that's my bad. We are going to play this very funny composer piece that we found on Reddit. That's just Microwave by Mimi Boy.
And we'll still play it.
99. We will still play it, and then what we're gonna do is go psych, because that's
Oh
funny.
my
Psych. I
gosh.
can't believe we didn't bring you up to speed, but you know what?
I didn't.
You know what?
Can we do it anyway?
Yes, we did a little bamboozling of the community this anniversary month, and you know what? I think karma was just served. We bamboozled ourselves. So here we go. Have a nice day. Happy monstering. Just kidding. Psych! Oh, yeah!
we got you.
We got you. Maybe, you know what we'll do? Maybe we'll edit all that part out
Yeah,
for
make
the
the
re-upload
YouTube video.
and make it look like we're really on top of what we're doing. But you know, we've got an actual composer piece today that was submitted by MsmX Music, and you know what? I'm still going to reminisce fondly about my days being the team captain of Team Air, because this particular composition, entitled Bisonorus Philosophy, helps me to come to terms with the fact that Bisonorus, not on Fire Frontier / Psychic Island, may find its way to My Singing Monsters in one. Well, we know that it's around. That all the fire elementals are around. But when will we see it? We don't know. Maybe someday. We don't know. But in the meantime, enjoy the meditative, peaceful quality of Bisonorus Philosophy by MsMX Music. And until next time, happy monstering! Oh.
I'm here with Sydney to interview her about the recent gaffe that occurred. Sydney, how do you feel about the recent gaffe?
I'm embarrassed. I feel like I let my whole team down. I didn't know. I didn't know the plan.
You know what? It's okay, because originally I was gonna lambast you.
What is going on in
But
here?
he screwed it up. It was his fault. You leave for 1 second.
A disaster.
All right, wrap it up.
Next
guys.
time,
Send us more composer pieces.
More.
happy monster.
Happy Monster.
Wow, that sounds like some exciting new content. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing. You are subscribed, right? You have to be subscribed to get updates on all of our new and exciting videos. So make sure to ring that bell, and we'll see you at the next video. Until then, happy monstering.